Hello again. I am Jared Case, curator of film exhibitions at the Dryden Theater and the George Eastman Museum. And I've got another streaming recommendation for you based on our virtual cinema selections, which you can find at eastman.org/Dryden-theater. One of the joys of curating new films is that cinema still has the ability to surprise. You may be familiar with some of the filmmakers, the artists, the actors and actresses, the writers, the directors. But when those elements come together in a cohesive whole and they fit the material perfectly, cinema has that ability to sort of set you back, to sweep you off your feet. And it makes you want to continue, to see more and more because those wonderful surprises are what keep us going. I had a similar experience watching for the first time a film called The Artist's Wife. You may find some similarities between this film and The Wife, which came out a couple of years ago, the Glenn Close film for which she received an Academy Award. I tend to think that this film is actually even a little bit better, and I'm very impressed by the performance of Lena Olin as the artist's wife, Claire, the artist himself, Richard, played by Bruce Dern. It's directed by Tom Dolby, who is a fairly new filmmaker. His last film, The Last Weekend, with Patricia Clarkson, dealt with similar end of life issues. So the plot follows Lena Olin as Claire, who is a painter herself, but she has put her career on hold to be support for Richard, who is starting to feel the effects of dementia, even though he's still very active in painting. And at the time that the film starts, they are trying to put together an exhibition. Richard is still working on his painting, but Claire is handling all of the day-to-day activities, making sure the household runs, the finances are square. She's communicating with the gallery to make sure that everything is okay, to allow Richard to focus on his art. But again, he is feeling the effects of early dementia, and he's not quite where he was. This makes things difficult for Claire, and as she realizes that his life may be in its final section, she knows that she needs to reach out to Richard's daughter, who's played by Juliet Rylance, which is Mark Rylance's stepdaughter. Richard's first wife and he divorced after they had their daughter, and now that daughter has a son. So Richard actually has a grandson that he hasn't seen before. Claire reaches out and puts them in touch, but she still needs to navigate that relationship because Richard has become surly and impatient, and Claire wants him to know his family before he dies, but it's a very difficult situation. At the same time, Claire is thinking about her own career and what might have happened had she continued on with her own art as opposed to taking this role of support for Richard's art. And in that vein, she meets a young artist named Danny, and she becomes very enamored with him. They start to have a relationship, which brings a spark of life that she hasn't had in quite a while back to her, and gets her working on her own again. And all of these come together in a situation where there's tension between family, between married couple, between this new relationship that's starting, and still trying to get everything done by the time that the exhibition opens. So it's a wonderful drama about both family and about art and artists and what we sacrifice as an audience and what the artists sacrifice in order to bring that conversation together between the audience and the artist. What do we accept and what do we expect from that relationship? Again, Lena Olin, who has a single Academy Award nomination for Enemy's Love Story 30 years ago, has been working steadily, but she's got quite a few very interesting performances over the last few years, and this might be the highlight of that. And I think she is probably the main reason to see the film, but Bruce Dern, of course, as always, is very good. And I think the combination, as I said, of the work and the performances and the direction really makes it a wonderful experience. So this is available for rental through our website. And every rental that you do purchase does help keep the Dryden running while we're closed. Please pay attention. We're going to open up as soon as we can. But until that point in time, every rental helps. So please keep on renting and please come on back for some more streaming recommendations.